Hello and welcome back to Curiosity Mine. Previously we looked at Frank Thomas's motorised push bike, but that's not his only invention. In this video we talked about the methods and inventions used by people who live in camps, temporary dwellings on the Opal fields, including some plumbing solutions like how to heat hot water. This oddly round stone contraption is actually what would be locally called a pig. A pig is normally a drum, a 44-gallon drum or a smaller drum on its side with 4 little legs under it to suspend it over a fire. But in this case, we've got this ridiculously elaborate thing constructed inside a little stone shelter. There's the drum. And that's where you'd light your fire. And I guess that's where you'd have your bath. Another thing that you might want to do with that hot water is laundry. And for that, you'll need a machine.
So here we have a washing machine that our friend Frank designed to use at the camp. And I mean, you might think you need electricity, but this was hooked up for a solar panel, and he had a solar panel or two out there. As you can see, it's just a garbage can, and he's set it up on a platform that he's improvised, and I'll just read to you what this contains. I used an old Victor lawnmower, and a garbage can was fitted to the cutting blades holder. An old 6-volt truck generator powers it. Inside the garbage can is fixed a vane and paddle. This vane carries the clothes to the top of the garbage can. The clothes drop to the bottom. They're sloshed or beaten clean. Very practical. A handle can be fitted as backup power. And here's the handle. He said that handle's a little bit rough. And I said, well, I have an idea. I have an item I can put on there to make it a softer sort of touch, and nobody will jab themselves as they pass. Our nurses project here had an extra breast pump. Now Frank, who was a confirmed bachelor and approaching 90 years old, freaked out a little bit when he heard about a breast pump. I mean, personally, I had never seen one either. But that's what we've got on here, and it seems to have lasted the mile for a softer touch, just in case it was a gray day and you couldn't get your solar power. Speed control is achieved by the weight of the clothes and water, or by using the screw-down brake.
So that's the electric motor. That's the plate from the bottom of the lawnmower. That's possibly unrelated.
Contact.
That's the electrical connection there that goes to the solar panel. Somewhere there's a braking system, but I'm not sure where that is.
Figure it out than I am.
So there's the drive system. We've got the electric motor connected via belt to that, which would provide the appropriate gearing, otherwise you're going to spin your laundry into oblivion. And according to his instructions, there is a brake somewhere.
Ideally, an electronic speed control is required. Well, yes, ideally, a lot more than that is required. This machine washes the clothes as clean as the conventional machines do. And I'm sure he used it for quite a long time. So I'm glad he brought it in to share it with us. The ingenuity of these fellows on the field who didn't want to spend their money on anything fancy, and they didn't have electricity anyway, and he made something that worked for him.
This is one of the most satisfying machines. You can see how every part works and what most of the parts have been repurposed from. Again, this is a perfect example of making things work using what you have available. There were no big box stores nearby when Frank built this. He only had what was laying around. I'd say the garbage bin is probably the most expensive part of this whole construction, but the most important part is that it worked. This video was made with the help of the Lightning Ridge Historical Society, with special thanks to Barbara. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to Curiosity Mine on YouTube, and maybe even supporting the channel directly via Patreon. The link is in the description, and thank you for watching.